All right, guys. So I'm coming in here because I think it's more important for me to talk to you guys about this. I don't know if a lot of channels are even talking to you about what's going on with the new job numbers, the growth, GDP, AI as a whole, artificial intelligence. People like Elon Musk coming out and saying that there's only 5 years left to get rich or wealthy before AI replaces everybody's jobs. Just not too long ago, we had Amazon literally fire a whole bunch of employees. We had employees making videos. So it looks like this AI stuff is really real. We'll talk about that. But we got to talk about how this is happening now under this president's. And that's why I want to talk about it on this channel, because I can literally go and talk about it, on another channel. I'd rather talk about it in this channel because it's happening under who. And if everything collapses right now, if we have a financial crisis, who does this benefit? Just answer that question for me. Who does this benefit politically? Because not only does this have to do with money, this has to do with politics. And this is not a Trump problem, but it would damn sure look like a Trump problem. This is something that has been brewing for a very long time. This is why gold and silver skyrocketed over the last 5 years, specifically over the last year. There is a bubble popping and there is a financial crisis that is about to happen. Unfortunately, it's happening under President Trump. And many would be caught in the whole, oh, this is Trump's fault. He's crashed every casino. He's crashed everything. But I'm here to tell you that together, we are about to verify what's really going on and how this is much deeper than politics. This has to do with banks. This has to do with manipulation, market manipulations. This has to do with the Federal Reserve. So I hope that you guys can follow me here because I think stuff like this is very important. Nobody in politics is really talking about this, and I don't know why. So let me report this to you and make sure to smash the like button because we got to talk about this financial crisis that we're about to hit, right? We already saw Bitcoin drop. We saw stocks, AI stocks drop. We saw all these things happening, and now we're getting news that the growth GDP is showing, but jobs aren't. January just recorded 108,000 layoffs, highest since January of 2009 after the economic collapse. This is the early stages of a real economic uncoupling. Economic output and corporate growth have detached from employment. January 2026 is where it becomes undeniable. This all has to do with AI. Well, again, we got to talk about this because this is very important. I'm going to give you guys these numbers and tell you how all of this is going to look like. This is all whose fault, right? This is all Trump's fault. This is all Trump's fault. So let's actually go here. The delinquency rate on commercial mortgage-backed securities, it's all happening. Like it's literally happening all over again. Like this is like 2008 all over again. For offices, jumped 103 basis points in January to a record of 12.3%. This surpasses the post-2008 financial crisis peak of only 1.6% points. Follow me here. The CMBS delinquency rate has soared plus 600% over the last 3 years. Meanwhile, the delinquency rate of multifamily CMBs rose only 30 basis points to 6.9%, the third highest since December of 2015. So the overall US CMBS, delinquency rate is about plus 17 basis points to 7.5%, the highest in the latest 5 years. This is commercial real estate crisis in full swing. So we have a real estate crisis, we have a banking crisis, we have an AI crisis, we have all these crises that have been developing for the last like 20 years, right? And it literally all looks like it's just one big bubble to pop. When you got people like Peter Schiff, right, who is a gold bug. This guy, Peter Schiff, I don't know if you guys know who Peter Schiff is, right? First of all, I love Bitcoin. He hates Bitcoin, but I love him personally because I do think that he is talking here about the dollar collapsing, right? The dollar is going to be replaced by gold, which I highly doubt that that's ever going to happen again. We are headed toward an economic crisis, which is already happening. By the way, it's already happening. This will make the 2008 financial crisis seem like 2008 was nothing. This seems like a Sunday school picnic. And I want you guys to listen to what he had to say about this.
And the world is now pulling the rug out from under the U.S. The dollar is going to collapse. The dollar is going to be replaced by gold. Central banks are buying gold to back up their currencies. They're getting rid of dollars. They're getting rid of treasuries. We are headed for a economic crisis, again, that will make the 2008 financial crisis look like a Sunday school picnic. The biggest difference between the crisis that we're about to have and the one we had back then is this one is all in America. It's not going to be exported to the rest of the world. It's not a global financial crisis. It's an American financial crisis. And the world is now pulling the rug out from.
Okay, so the world is pulling the rug. Now, I told you guys the big fight here that a lot of people don't want to admit that's happening is between the United States of America and China, right? The United States of America is literally trying to rug pull the United States of America. They are trying their best to basically replace the US dollar, right? The US monetary system. So this means that there's a race for AI. There's a race for minerals. You got the United States of America making a lot of huge moves as far as trying to stay ahead. The United States of America, AKA Trump, is trying to stay ahead of this, right? Many people aren't really paying attention to this because what they're going to be paying attention to is job growth slowing down, AI replacing jobs, all of this happening under Trump. So it's going to look like a big rug pull from, of course, I'm just giving you, I'm front running here. What I'm doing is I'm front running the narratives that we're about to see because I'm seeing these signs. All the reading I'm doing, I'm like, man, this looks crazy. This looks like some crazy, crazy stuff because it's no mistake that Trump wants to go and get Greenland. He not only doesn't, we already got parts of it. To be honest, we already got that deal. But there's a reason why we are moving into the Monroe Doctrine, right? The Monroe Doctrine. I'm going to call it the Monroe Doctrine from 1820, right? Where we go and we push all these other countries away instead of coming in here in the United States of America and doing all these things. But I do want to show you something real quick because this is the part that does have me worried, right? The part that has me worried is when people like Elon Musk begin to say stuff like this. Let me actually show you guys this video. This bothers me, and I don't know if it bothers you. Let me see real quick if I can. Okay, here we go. Okay, let me show you this video.
So there's a very interesting theory.
Let me play this video on camera. Make sure to smash the like button, guys. Let me know where you guys are watching from too. All right, let me see if I can play this real quick.
Out there that I want to share with you. And the theory says this: you've got about 5 years left to get rich. Because once AI gets good enough to where anyone can make anything, if you don't own some part of that future, you'll never own anything at all. You'll be permanently stuck at whatever economic level you are at today. Now, Elon Musk actually talked about this future a lot, and he thinks there's two possible outcomes.
Do you think it's going to be some sort of a universal basic income thing? Do you think there's going to be some other kind of solution that has to be implemented?
Working will be optional because you'll have robots plus AI, and we'll have, in a benign scenario, universal high income, not just universal basic income.
The first outcome is the benign or good one, which says that if that were to happen, don't worry, money might not even exist. Robots will just do our jobs for us. Now, the second outcome.
Somebody said I'm 76 years old. I don't care. Hey, look, look. I have like I have a love and hate relationship with boomers. I'll be honest with y'all. Yo, some boomers really don't give a damn, bro. Like they don't give a damn. I want my robot. Well, anyways, so that's kind of like where we're headed. And some people don't mind that. Some people think that's an amazing thing. I think that's very scary because we're cooked if that happens. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like we are cooked if that happens. If AI just flats out, just takes over the entire world, we are cooked. All right, so let's actually get serious here. Let's talk about this big economic crash that seems to have started in the markets. And it started with the most risk-on assets. Risk-on assets would be assets that are considered more speculation, right? Then we got the Dow hitting all-time highs. We have all these things. So it looks like there's an internal fight between Trump and this crash that he is trying to so much avoid happening. And again, I told you guys, I tried to break down on this channel, we are $38 trillion in debt. Can I ask you guys a question? Let me ask you guys a question. Let's look at the national debt clock. National debt clock. National debt. Let's go to the clock. This clock, I showed it on my last video. And I'll be honest with y'all, man. Like, This is unbelievably scary. Now I will say this, we do have a lot of money coming in from the tariffs, right? We got $373 billion coming in from tariffs, but that is $38 trillion in debt that we are looking at. We got 112,000 debt per citizen, 335,000. So this is the world that I came into. This is the world that your grandchildren were brought into. We didn't choose to live in this world. Like, we didn't choose to live in this world, right? I had no say here. Your grandchildren had no say here. Your son or daughters had no say in this. This is all like a huge, huge problem. And like nobody, no matter who we put in office, this problem is going to basically blow up in the future of somebody. So what I say here is that when you operate as the world's reserve currency, we operate on trade deficits, right? So which means that we export more than we import. And in reality, I mean, we import more than we actually export. So in reality, you know, this is a huge problem. And it looks like Trump can try his best to try to stop this. And I hope it doesn't happen during his presidency, because we know Democrats will have a field day. But this is a problem that has been going on for a very long time. This is not a new problem. And at some point, it's going to crash. It's going to all come down crashing financially under somebody. And I think that, in my opinion, Democrats would love for this to happen under Trump. You know what I mean? Like, Democrats would love for this problem to literally happen under Trump. We don't owe anything to Fred. Yeah, no, I get it. But again, in 2008, okay, this is good. I want to talk to you guys about this, right? I want to talk to you guys about this. So we know that we have a printing problem. We know we have basically we have an inflation problem, right? We have true inflation, where you can see Trump can only try to, his administration can only try to tame the problem, but he can't fix it, right? Like we would have to reset the entire debt, which would pretty much collapse the entire planet into a frenzy, right? So, you know, I think a lot of you guys probably already know that. Some of you guys probably don't like finance as much as I do. I love finance. I love talking about finance. But we don't owe anything. But remember in 2008, who got bailed out when everything came crashing down? Who got bailed out? Who got bailed out? Answer that question for me real quick, guys. Who got bailed out in 2008? Because not in 2008, it was subprime loans, right? It was banks over leveraging, and they blamed the American people for not being able to pay back their loans, right? They were basically giving loans to everybody, give loans here, give loans here, give loans here. Everybody gets a house, everybody gets a house. And over time, they began to figure out that these Americans actually can't pay back these loans to these banks. And some of these banks began to go underwater. And then guess who the Federal Reserve bailed out? The banks, not the people. A lot of people went homeless. I mean, some of you guys remember what happened, right? They damn sure didn't bail out the American people. They bailed out the banks. So it's a big monopoly. And again, this is so far beyond politics. Politics is just a small friction. But what's always important is who it happens under, because they can always use that as a narrative to win office. But it doesn't matter, because we're always going to be in debt, right? Culturally, I voted for Trump because I wanted a safe border, because I don't want to see kids transitioning, these doctors performing these types of crazy, weird surgeries on kids, right? Like, there's a lot of different reasons why I voted for Trump, but this problem right here, this is way beyond Trump. Like, I'm going to be very honest with you. This is nothing. This is way beyond Democrats. But because it's a political channel, I kind of want to mix both of them together, because it does make a lot of sense. Now, I'm going to play this video real quick for you guys again, and let you know what this is the way I would handle this, right? Because I'm 28, 29 years old. And then when I wake up, I'm 28, 29. How can I be 28 and 29? Somebody help me out. Somebody help me out here. Yeah, but you see, Trump is literally, no, it's his fault too. Well, you can say it's his fault, but no matter what, every president is going to have to print money. So like blaming Democrats, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't, this is what I'm saying. Like, man. Let me have some patience here, because I think some people really got to understand what's really going on. I feel like people don't understand what's going on. Big Beautiful Bill put us in this situation. Brother, he's been in office for 1 year. Like, again, some people really trying to blame Trump over this and his policies. That makes no sense. We have been in debt. We have been in debt already, right? I can literally give you world history. Let me school this clown real quick. Let me actually school this clown. Let me school you real quick, homie. In 1944, the Bretton Woods Agreement, right? That was post-World War II order. We became the world reserve currency, right? We used to be on the gold standard. So we basically, in 1944, all countries post-World War II got together, and I hope you know this because you probably don't even know United States history, and that's terrible. And I'm sad for you. So in 1944, the Bretton Woods Agreement, it is post-World War II. You had all these European countries, and all these countries pretty much sit down and agree that the United States of America would be the world's monetary system. It would be the birth of, the gold-backed United States dollar. It would be backed by a 35-ounce gold bars. It would be, so 1 ounce of gold would be $35 per every bill that you have. So that would be how you basically did the monetary system. But fast forward, so that means that all these countries gave us their gold, and what happened? We put their gold in where? In New York City and Fort Knox. Anybody know about Fort Knox? Anybody know about Fort Knox? You guys know about Fort Knox, right? I'm not sure if there's any gold there. And then from 1944, we fast forward to Richard Nixon, right? The Richard Nixon effect, 1971. Our country was literally going into debt. We were going broke. We were kind of spiraling out of control. And so the federal government at that time, Richard Nixon, he hit the panic button. And he basically, it's called the Nixon shock. He shocked the entire country and the world by basically saying we are going to cancel the fact that we would use these dollars backed by an ounce of gold being 35. We're actually going to just create the fiat monetary system. We are just going to be able to print as much money as we want because we now, with all this gold, have the world's greatest military. We have a great military. So we went off the gold standard. We began to print money and we began to create a trade deficit. We began to create a lot of inflation, and we began to basically create what we now see a national debt. We have a national debt clock. And we really don't pay that clock. We don't pay the debt because what we do is we spend our money on the military. So we decided to say, we're not going to be like the United Kingdom where their debt is just a lot of their debt is paid every year. Our debt is not really paid every year. In fact, we spend a lot of money on our military. I'll be honest, that is the smartest thing we could have ever done because now we are protected. The debt is protected. Our dollar is protected by the fact that we can go and kidnap your president. So I'm being funny, but I mean, that's clearly what has happened. So to blame Trump for that problem, I think that's very disingenuous because we already had a printing problem. So yes, Trump and Biden combined have added to the debt because they spend through their bills that are passed through Congress and through executive orders. But that's because the system was already in place from 1971 when we went off the gold standard, right? We went off the gold standard, which means we can print as much money as we possibly want. And actually, you know what? For that person that, I got something for you real quick. Because I think people like you really need an awakening. I think you people like, in my opinion, man, I'll be honest with you. It really does. It really does piss me off. So let me see if I can actually show you this real quick. Because I want to show you the statistics after 1971, how these statistics have actually impacted everyone that we possibly know, right? So let me see. I want to be able to do this the correct way. I want to be able to show you guys exactly what I mean. Let me see if I can show you guys what I mean. Okay, here we go. Let me see. All right, here we go. Let me show you guys this. Let me put it on the big screen. I think it's important. It's very important that I show you guys this.
They knew. They knew. These motherfuckers knew. This wasn't an accident. This was not a mistake. They knew. So let's look at the cost, because I want to be super clear about something and have the back of my generation. We export dollars, but you know what else we export? Our jobs, our health, our stability, and our well-being. The cost of printing money is not paid in dollars. You hear very often that it's like, we have a lot of debt, but we could just print it, right? The cost isn't paid in the pieces of paper they print. You want to know what it's paid in? I'll tell you what it's paid in. It's paid by us, the people in this room, and especially the youth. We've been sold that global reserve status is some form of superpower and that I'm lucky. It's a disease. What about families? How have families performed since 1971? This is child per woman.
Okay, so he's about to break down the problems that we have faced since 1971, right? So I gave you a breakdown of when this problem began, the printing problem. What are the causes and effect of the American people since 1971? And I want you guys to pay attention to the graph that he is about to show, right? The graph that he is about to show is the problem with being the world's reserve currency. Take a listen.
Families performed since 1971. This is child per woman. We're in a population crisis. You see that line? That's when we started printing money. That's weird, isn't it? What about the percentage of children born to unwed women? It's not race specific. This is a global problem. What about the median age people are getting married, creating family, creating bond, growing the world? That's weird, isn't it? What about divorce? Does anyone know what the divorce rate is today as I talk to you? 50%. How many kids out there on YouTube watching this have lived through a painful divorce? I have. You remember that picture I showed you guys of my family? That was my stepmom. I have. How many kids have been through terrible depression because you grow up watching your family erode? I have. What about health? That's weird. As soon as we started printing money, we started printing industrial sludge to put in our gut. Huh. Turns out when you print money and you export the very fabric of society and you make everything about the marginal cost to produce things, you disease your food. That's weird. Since 1971, we're eating less beef, eggs, and milk, and we're eating more corn, cooking oils, and rice. That's weird, right? What about obesity? Do you guys know that in the United States, there's a such thing as an obese 2-year-old? What happened in 1971? That's weird. What about the cost it takes to keep us alive? Do you know that the life expectancy in Japan is about 10 to 15 years longer than that of the West? Look at the growth in health expenditures and healthcare versus the growth of the population. We're all sick. We all have metabolic disease. Cancer is growing faster than it ever has before. It seemed to start in 1971. That's weird. What about the housing crisis? That's weird. Housing's getting a lot more expensive, but we're not getting paid anymore. What? That's not what Trump told me. That's weird. This is housing.
So again, all these bars, and he's not even an anti-Trump guy. He's an anti-both parties guy. He's actually a Bitcoin guy. He's giving a Bitcoin talk, but he's talking about broken money has created all these crises. So when somebody comes in here and tells me that, it's Trump's fault, I just laugh, because these are the problems that we have already basically experienced, right? And it doesn't stop there. Like, it's like, suicides, overdoses, all these things literally started after 1971. Every graph, it literally goes up from 1971. It goes up and up and up the moment we started to print money. So saying that these problems are literally like Trump's fault, it's hilarious to me. It makes me laugh. It makes me say, you absolutely don't know United States history. It's funny because like there's a lot of people that claim to be proud to be an American. They proud to be an American. I don't want no immigrants in this country, but they have no idea about money. They don't know about their own history. They don't know about anything. You know what I mean? And then they try to come at me and I'm like, bro, do you know what's going on? Like, do you know? Like, do you know what's going on? Like all you're worried about is like, oh, I don't want these immigrants in this country. I'm American. But like, do you really know what's going on? Like, do you know about our problems? Like as a whole? Like, can you actually give me some economic data to back up your claims here? Are you actually well equipped to have a debate with somebody when they start talking to you about these things? Right? And like, oh, all our problems are Israel. It's like, really, bro? That's what you think? You think all our problems are Israel's fault? Oh my God, you are a low IQ individual. And this is coming from somebody that's not even a Israel person. I don't care for this. But like the moment that we became the world's reserve currency, these problems became very loud. And that's why we have to bully these countries to make sure that they trade with us, to make sure that the petrodollar was even a thing to begin with, to make sure that these countries are playing ball. Because if these countries are not playing ball, what it does is it becomes a threat to our monetary system, and it becomes a threat to our way of living. We have lived very well beyond our means, and now you have countries trying to team up and say, well, we kind of had enough of the United States of America. We kind of want to just like move on. And this is where leadership comes. This is when leadership comes, because now we move on. Let's actually do this real quick. Let me actually explain to you. If Kamala would have won the presidency, oh man, I can't even. This is why I laugh, because I'm like, hey, if Kamala would have been the president, do you think we would have been this hard on Venezuela? Do you think we would have been hard on Greenland and the EU? Do you think like when you see Canada trying to work with China, that's a problem. That's a problem. You know what I mean? Like Canada is literally trying to make politics out of a real issue. Like I told you guys, like these people are actively trying to replace our system. Now, I'm not here to defend our monetary system. I don't want to defend our monetary system. We have a very bad monetary system. We know it by heart. But my family lives here. I live here. You live here. We live here. And so we must defend our home at all times. So let me actually, before I show you that other video, let me actually, I've been in here for too long. I've been yapping for too long. So let me play this for you real quick.
So there's a macro theory out there that we are moving from a globalized dollar-based world to a world where power is more evenly distributed. Now, in this transition, the role of the dollar is going to change. So if you're wondering what's happening to the dollar right now, it looks like we are watching the breaking down of the current monetary order.
Let's step back from the sensational and be clear about what I mean. The monetary order is breaking down.
Okay, so what does that mean? So this right here is a gold certificate from the year 1928. That meant you could go to the bank, present the certificate, and get some physical gold for it. Or you could go to the bank and present something like this, which is a silver certificate, which has this blue stamp on it, and get some silver. That was the original job of the banks, to protect real money. None of these certificates say Federal Reserve note anywhere, like our money does today. Now, this was an era in US history that was known as hard money. But in 1971, when the country was on the verge of bankruptcy, the US left the gold standard. So the world entered into a new monetary order, where the dollar became the center of everything without being backed by anything. And the world came to a new agreement. We said, okay, all countries will now sell their stuff and their energy in dollars, and then recycle those dollars back into US assets like treasury bonds and the US stock market. So the stock market went up forever, and Americans got to live beyond their means. That kept the demand for the dollar high, and it allowed America to run trade debt.
Why have we been able, to live beyond our means? You know what I'm saying? Why have we been able to live beyond our means? Well, because we are smart, man. I gotta tell you, bro, we are smart. We got all these countries to give us their gold and give us everything for dollars that we could just print any amount of. Like we could literally just like, print. It's funny, right? Like it's crazy. Somebody said XRP for the win. Oh yeah. If real quick, you guys know I don't really do ads like that. Real quick, as you're watching this video, I know there's a lot of people interested in buying Bitcoin, buying XRP, whatever it is that you are interested in. There is a link down below. You guys can go to Caleb and Brown. I told you guys, I don't know if some of you guys probably signed up with them or not. If you did, or if you didn't, you guys can click this link down in the description box below. The mods, you can post it. You can post it, you can click it. So basically their world and global cryptocurrency brokerage, they help clients, they help you directly. You'll get somebody literally to literally help you with all of this. You'll get your own assigned broker, a personal broker to basically help you store your digital assets with a personal broker. You can click the link. This is what it looks like. You can sign up. All you have to do is sign up, get on the phone with them. If you like them, you do. They're very well trusted. Caleb and Brown Investing. You could click that link below if you're interested in buying XRP, Bitcoin, and stacking against whatever the hell is coming, whatever type of collapse we have coming. So make sure to go do that if you have a chance to. All right.
Deficits where we could borrow cheap money, we could offshore jobs, and we could consume more than we made. But for that system to work, the dollar has to stay strong. And it stayed strong thanks to the military-industrial complex. And all of that is changing. And what we saw at the most recent World Economic Forum was a conversation about how to divide that power.
The rules-based order is fading. We believe that from the fracture, we can build something bigger, better, stronger, more just.
And what we're seeing now are new trade agreements and countries diversifying their reserves.
Yeah, so you heard it, right? Mark Carney is literally somebody that's like, we got to step away from the US. They're just bullies. We got to go into a new monetary system. We got to bring in China. We got to bring China to the West. We got to just start participating. And then you know what China did? They were like, hey, I think the yuan, I think we should make that the global reserve currency because that's going to be backed up by gold. But I mean, you're really going to trust China out of all countries, really? And then you have people like Vladimir Putin saying, you know what? We've been sanctioned, and we've been literally financially like sanctioned, trade sanctioned by the United States of America, right? So you're like, all these countries are like, yeah, like we don't like these bullies no more. So we have two problems here. Two problems. It's the fact that our monetary system is cooked. The problem is if our monetary system collapses, we're cooked. So it's kind of like we got a route to find a way to fix this problem as all these other countries are trying to literally and rooting for us to collapse, right? And many people are like, the United States of America is so young. It's an ideology. It's so young. But like, people are rooting. Like, who's rooting for us to collapse? Is it that hard? You know what I'm saying? Look, this is the big problem, right? And I think comments like this we got 900 people in here, and I want to definitely take my time with this. Get out of crypto people are saying that it's tied to Epstein. You hold dollars. You are tied to everything wrong with our system. Like, you expect me to that is such a liberal talking point. That's like, stop, don't vote for Trump. Trump and Epstein were friends. Like, there's literally no proof that he is Satoshi or created Bitcoin. He was trying to find out who created it, and he was trying to manipulate the system by trying to work with the people that were working with the network. And Epstein couldn't even write a cryptographic email. He got caught at the end. Like he couldn't encrypt his emails, and you expect me to believe. But that's the problem with people like you, is that you would say get out of crypto, but yet you're a part of the system that has been literally killing Americans this whole time. Our monetary system is cooked. It's evil. It's been evil. Banking system is evil. It's been evil. So Epstein used JP Morgan. Epstein used a bank that you probably used. Epstein also used the dollars. Should you get out of the dollar because Epstein used it? That's such a bad argument. Like, I think that's so inconsistent. I think people like that are one of the main reasons why we call them, you know what those type of people are called, in my opinion? Sheep. You do no research for yourself. You have no idea who the creator of Bitcoin is. Doesn't matter who the creator of Bitcoin is, because literally you can't control it. You can't shut it down. You could scam through it. People have scammed through it. Like, they use guns for bad. They use other things for bad. We've used our military for bad, but what are we going to do? Get rid of our military? We killed 2 million people for absolutely no reason in Iraq. Should we get rid of our military? We've done a lot of bad things on this planet, right? So yeah, own assets or get left behind. Figure out what's going on. Figure out the big problems and figure out, you know, why is Eric Trump and the Trump family buying Bitcoin? Why are the rich people buying it? Why are they dumping it? Why are they getting out of the dollar? Why are they buying gold? That is just my opinion on stuff like that. But yeah, I think there's a lot going on. Again, like I told you guys, there is a job crisis already happening, right? I gave you guys the GDP growth numbers. I gave you guys the job numbers. You know, and this is sad. Let me actually, you know, this is a very bad thing. Here's the thing that's starting to feel off in the economy. And as they say, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Growth in GDP is showing up, but the jobs aren't. Not in a classic way. Not at the scale that we're used to. Not with the old rising tides left all payrolls logic. We're now watching the early stages of a real economic uncoupling. Economic output and corporate growth have detached from the actual employment. And again, many people are saying, yo, AI is really here to stay. People are being replaced by AI. All these things are happening. We got all these job numbers that are coming out. And again, like I told you guys, who will they blame for this problem as it collapses? Bitcoin is 21 million. Buy property. Yeah. I really try my best with the boomers. I do. I try my best. My whole entire audience is boomers. But sometimes I feel like I just can't. I can't deal with it. I can't deal with the boomers type comments, bro. Like, imagine living in a world where you could once afford a home for $10,000. And you step into this world and you realize that all the people that are growing up in this world can't afford a home. And they're looking for an out. So they're buying Bitcoin. They're buying different assets because they don't have hope in the system. And yet you come and you shit on them for trying something new because they can't afford anything. That's a problem. I have a problem with that. You just saw a young man explaining to you the graph of 1971 till now. You know what I mean? That's tough, man. That's tough. Like, this is not something that can be, doesn't feel like it could be stopped, but people are trying to find an out, something better, hope, faith, freedom. You know what I mean? So like sometimes I feel like, you know, when I saw the comment of like, I'm 76, I don't care. What? Look, man, I believe in Jesus Christ, but I don't know when he's coming back. I'm not God. I'm not going to play into the mode that I'm just going to like slack off before he comes back. I'm pretty sure he'll be proud of me for fighting while I was here before he came back. You know what I mean? I love the boomers, but like some boomers really just, they don't know that their generation is like fully on responsible for this. And there's some boomers that know that. There's some boomers that don't. It happened under your watch, is what I'm saying. So don't think that I'm blaming you specifically, because you're probably more aware than others. But like, look, I've read enough boomer comments to know that shit bothers me, bro. It just does. And I love my boomer audience, my whole entire audience full of boomers. But some of them, man, they don't care. They don't care about these problems. They're like, I'm like, bro, like you should care. Why don't you? But it's like, I can't force nobody to care about these things that we're talking about. You know what I mean? Like, I can't force you to care. But then if you're going to come and you're going to come in the comments and say, hey, you know what I mean, man? Like, you know, I'm 76 years old. I don't really give a damn about all of this. I'm like, whoa, man. You know, I got to live in this world for another 70 years. I'm cooked. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like after Trump, we're probably going to go back into the Democrat Party and we're cooked, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so, hey, man, like I'm trying to educate my generation. I'm trying to help them out. We're trying to find a way. We're seeing people go obese. We're seeing people overdose on drugs. We're seeing our money literally go into trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars in debt. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to deal with these problems. We didn't choose this world that we came into, but we sure as hell are trying to find a way through it. We want to figure it out. You know what I mean? It's not the boomers' fault today. Totally, excuse me. How many young people are not doing what they did, work 2 full-time jobs? Yeah, but okay, I agree with that. No, I'm sorry if I said it's the boomers' fault. I'm sorry. That's not true. But what is true is that things that you could afford, you can't afford now. So the fact that you are mad at young people for not being able to work 2 jobs, it kind of also lets me know that you're also a little out of touch, because what you're saying now is like, you should work 2 jobs, man. You should be able to work 2 full-time jobs. Some of my friends refuse to great paying jobs. It's like, brother, they're not hiring. Like we are like, do you know what the Democrat the Democratic is like? Trump is, I told you guys, like literally, some of you guys have been following me for a long time. Remember, I was like, yo, this problem is going to get so bad. Trump's not going to be able to solve these problems. Told you guys about that. Like when it came to Russia and Ukraine, I said, yo, this problem is getting so out of hand that Trump's not going to be able to solve this, because the leadership under the Democrats, like the diplomatic leadership, they made it so bad. They let so many people into this country unvettedly. Like it's just 4 years not going to be enough. You know what I mean? 4 years not going to be enough to fix a lot of these problems. So, yeah, you know. All right, guys, I'm going to read some of these comments. See what's going on with the people here. Let those unsold, they're all hunted anyway. Yeah, they're all hunted anyways. Respect, guys. I don't mean to disrespect anybody. I apologize if you think you know, if I'm disrespecting you or something like that. LV, why are you being hysterical? How old are you? The person that just asked this question. Why am I being hysterical? How old are you? I don't know how old you are. Let's go back to the national clock. Let's go back to the debt. Let's go back to the national debt. I want to know how old you are. I really do. I'm interested. This is why I think age matters sometimes. Like it just adds more perspective. So we go back to the national clock. Okay. I'm 28. I think you said you're 46. I'm hysterical. You think I'm hysterical? You think I'm hysterical? You don't think this is hysterical? Like that's hysterical. I'm not being hysterical. That's hysterical. That is hysterical. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it just knowing that these are just the problems that we have. So I have my opinion. I have a passion for trying to fix these problems. I talk about Trump. I talk about politics all day. If you think that I'm mad or I'm panicking, you got another thing going for you. I think you're wrong. I think this is just passion. It's just the way I am. This is the way I talk. Some people might think, I have my style. Some people have their style. I don't hold anything back. I speak my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like, Why is everyone hold on, let me fix this real quick. Let me fix this. Why is everyone feeling like the end is coming on Monday? What? Nobody's feeling like that. But we don't have enough, like what I'm saying is we don't have that much time. Like Trump's not going to be in the office forever, bro. Like, you want to know, I am panicking. Actually, you know what? I am panicking. Want to know why I'm panicking? Tell you why I'm panicking. Tell you exactly why I'm panicking. Democrats 2028 win House chance. This is why I'm panicking. Let me show you. Hopefully I can find it here. Midterms. Let's go to the midterms. Okay. This is why I'm panicking. So, Democrats, is it here? This is why I'm panicking. Democrats are they're literally the favorite to take the House. You know what I mean? Like they're the favorite to take the House. Like they're the percentage of them to win, and the balance of power going right back into their hands because of all of this stuff. And I'm trying to explain to you, right? And I'm trying to open up the eyes of a lot of people to realize where these problems that are uncontrollable are being sped up, right? They're being sped up for a reason. You're seeing a lot of things begin to crack. And these problems are literally problems from way before that are beginning to catch up with the United States of America. If you read the book Broken Money, if you watch Mike Maloney, The Hidden Secrets of Money, all these things, that's the problem. It's once I begin to talk about the financial system already being bad way before Trump, it gives people a perspective to realize that instead of voting with their emotion, because what they're gonna do, let's just say if things collapse, and by collapse, we get a somewhat of a reset, right? Another countries start to dictate, the dollar, or the dollar crashes, or we get a big crash. Let's just we get a big crash under Trump. What are they gonna say? They're gonna be like, hey, it happened under Trump though. So now we gotta vote Democrat. You know what I mean? And it's when people don't even know where the problem even came from, they have no idea what the problem is. They're going to point the finger at the man who's in office. By the way, I would have said the same thing about Kamala. So you got to keep it real sometimes, If we went back to the gold standard, yes, but we're not. I wish we were. I wouldn't even buy no more Bitcoin. I'd literally just be like, you know what? Bitcoin's a good technology. I'll buy it to save in it, but we can't. We literally can't. We don't have enough gold for our money. We have to reset the money in order to back it up by gold because we've printed so much money, and because of gold being finite and scarce, we literally can't. It's the whole system would collapse. I would love for that to be the case. You know what I mean? Get my seeds ready. I am, bro. I am super ready, and this is why I tell you guys, go to Caleb and Brown if you're interested. In buying. Investing your money, putting them in assets, just get yourself prepared. Dems are at the heart of it. I made a couple of cents an hour in the 70s. I could buy the world Today, over 6K a month, and I'm more poor and struggling to pay all the bills and taxes until Trump lowered taxes. So appreciate your donation. You guys don't have to donate. But I appreciate you guys. Anybody that sends me money, I appreciate that. But you don't have to do that. I make enough money on here. It's through ads. Did you get married, Lou? It's a good question, man. It's a good question. No, soon. I'll be married soon. I'm not against marriage. I'm all about marriage. Government involvement in my personal relationships scare me. I've become that anti-government that I look at marriage like, damn, like, do I really want to get the government involved here? Like with my personal life, you know? But yeah, marriage is definitely on top of my bucket list. But that's, we shouldn't live in sin. No, I get that. But it's like, I would love I want to get married. I'm not saying I don't want to get married. In fact, that's my biggest goal. But like marriage has become so politicized. Depends on like what state you live in. There's like all this crazy stuff. I don't know, man. Get your house in order. No lukewarm. Sure. I mean, I agree with you. I agree with that. Bro said the government. I'll be honest with you, bro. That's just like I hate the idea of like I gotta get the government involved in my marriage. I can't just go to a priest and say, "Hey, this is the woman I want to marry." You know what I mean? Like, that's not biblical. Like getting married and having to sign over papers and like make it like get the government involved in marriage. I think that like that's weird. After learning about marriage, you know what I mean? Am I wrong? I don't want to live like Paul, man. No way. I want to get married though. I sound like a retard. I know. But I told you guys, there's some things I sound retarded in. You could totally have a ceremony, yeah, but I won't legally be married. Legally be married in the sense of like the government knows that I'm married. But why would they have to know I'm married? Marriage is a contract. Yeah, between me and who? Between me and who? The government? Am I wrong? I'm just saying, am I wrong? Exactly. Thank you so much, bro. All right, Gen Z here, and some of the boomers don't think about the kids' future. Trump is a boomer, allowed to their retirement medical services, but I still love you. I appreciate you, Tammy. Thank you for your $20. I'm not gonna lie. What time is it where you guys are at? It's kind of late. I'm 2-time divorced. The women always change. Brother, oh Lord have mercy. I'd rather live in my truth. I'm gonna be honest. I'd rather live a truth than live a lie, right? There's a lot of people that get divorced, unfortunately. Like Elijah Schaefer, he's like a YouTuber. His wife left him. He was always talking about marriage, and all of a sudden his wife picks up and leaves him. I don't want to live a lie. Steven Crowder's wife left him. So when you make these things public, people know all your business. I'd rather keep my business private. If I do get married, I probably won't tell nobody. If I have kids, I won't tell nobody. Because if you preach that stuff and then people find out, like people are finding out like about this guy that was like, he was coming at black people like, oh, black people never get married and they have kids out of wedlock. And then like all of a sudden he's posting about how his wife left him. And I'm like, wow, what a hypocrite. Look at you shaming on other people. Like you're shaming on other people, but like in your life, like your wife is literally outing you for being abusive. Like you are, you know what I mean? I'm sorry to hear Look at all these people judging me in here, but all you guys are divorced. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, a lot of people in. I promise you, the person that's coming at me right now is like, oh, you're not scared of Christ. You're living in sin. You're gonna live in sin. I promise you, you were probably also divorced. This is why you gotta mind your business, know your role in this world, man. Mind your business and know your role. You are not Christ. You are not Jesus. You are also not God. This is why I don't really judge. I might judge here and there, but I judge quietly, man. I keep it to myself. You know what I do? Jesus Christ helped them the same way you helped me, and I keep it moving. Everybody's much different, man. Like everybody in here chatting, but like, I promise you, a lot of people in here are divorced, telling me to get married. Chill, man. I'm telling you, that's my goal. That's where I want to go. I don't have no commitment issues. I don't have none of that. You know, I want to make sure that when I do it right. But like, hey, man, don't be out here judging me, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Like, Matt, look. Oh my God, this live has gotten so insane. Marriage is for the insane. That's Hey, you know what? Hey, look. Oh man. Yo, you guys are so funny, bro. Look at what this person said. Like Amy said, we are all insane. That's too funny, bro. We are all insane. Hey, look, we have it. You know what's funny? I never talk about relationships. I never really talk about that stuff. You know, obviously, you know, I'm the typical, you know, my mom had me out of wedlock. I don't judge my mom, but you know, I'm the typical, you know, person. Like I'm the typical, you know, I'm the typical man. Like I just am. That's why, you know, it's not that I'm ashamed of where I come from or who I am, but you know, people get real judgmental, man. And it's funny is like sometimes I notice like the people that be the most judgmental about your love life or about the life that you come from are usually people that have struggled the most. They probably have so much wisdom to give you, but yet they share judgment. And I don't, you know, I've noticed that because instead of judging me, you could just literally comment down below and say, you know what, Lou, this is what I can help you with. Boom. You know, yeah, like, you know, Lou, if you're struggling with this, if you're struggling with lust, if you're struggling with this, I'm praying for you, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, you know, like, I get it. Look, man, I've been in love before when I was younger. Heartbreak is not fun. Heartbreak when, am I going to marry a white liberal? No. Oh my God, Lord. I got to breathe with that. I got to breathe after somebody. Hold on, where's this comment? I want to make No. You know what? I am allergic to liberal women. No liberal women. No, that is my worst nightmare. No. Okay, I said, how many times have I said no? Somebody count for me. I'm no. Okay, again, I said it again. No, absolutely not. She has to be conservative, full-blown conservative. I'm not even, like, I've had friends, like there would be girls that I would follow on Instagram for years that I probably already knew. And like they post some liberal stuff and I unfollow them. You know what? I blocked them because I don't want to see this. If you are a liberal woman, I do not like you. I cannot, no. There is no fixing that. Now, I'm not saying that conservative women are perfect, but if we're measuring, You know what? You know what dating a liberal woman would be like, right? Let's just say I just finished doing a live stream. We're all chilling. I just, she must love God. Yes. But here's the problem with you, man. Here's the problem. Your problem with your sentence is like you said the F word and then God at the end, bro. I rebuke you in the name of Jesus Christ. I'm just kidding, bro. But please, let's just be more respectful about, to God. Anyways, if I'm dating a liberal woman, I just finish, talking to people about the financial crisis, getting together, all these things, boom, boom, boom. I'll go over to the room. You want to know what she's going to want to talk to me about? Oh my God, babe. ICE is deporting Americans. Oh my God, ISIS. We got to be careful, babe. You're a brown person. I must protect you. I'll be looking at her like, man, get out of my house, please. Oh my God, tomorrow, Bad Bunny, I hope that he comes out and says trans women are women at the Super Bowl. And I hope that he talks about ICE. Stand up to ICE for all the brown people. I'll be looking at her like, man, get out of my house. That's literally what dating a liberal woman is like. Renee Good, Alex Preddy, may they rest in peace. She'd have probably been crying like, babe, you don't care. I can't be with you no more. You don't care. People are dying. It's like, I can't even imagine what that's like. Like, you know what I mean? I can't imagine what it's like to deal with that. Like, oh, man, woo. You know what? I'm glad somebody brought that up. I'm glad somebody brought it up because, like, I kind of been dying to really address that. You know what I mean? Like, do a Bad Bunny. You know what's crazy is Bad Bunny makes great music. The problem with him is that he has an agenda behind it that became mainstream. That's the problem with Bad Bunny is that I've listened to, look, guys, I'm Puerto Rican, right? Like, I'm a Puerto Rican guy. I grew up in Puerto Rico. First of all, I'm from New York City. Let me not even say I'd be lying. But I did grow up in Puerto Rico the first 8 years of my life, first 7 years of my life. So, like, people that come out and say, like, he's not American, he is American. He's just from Puerto Rico. He's from a colony called Puerto Rico. He's from a property of the U.S. He doesn't want to be American. He is like pro-socialism and pro-AOC. He is a really good artist, but he also just flat out went to the whole trans, gay, woke agenda. And like, that's what he became because he got so big. But me looking at him, I'm like, the only reason you got that big is because you folded. You started wearing the dresses. You started doing all this stuff. And then that's what happened with Bad Bunny. But Bad Bunny, respectfully, has made good music over time. But once you start wearing those dresses and you start, going with this ideology, this like satanic vibe that you start doing, you have the little devils on stage, you sold your soul. You know what I'm saying? You sold your soul. And respectfully, I believe he did. You know what I'm saying? Because Puerto Ricans, a lot of the Puerto Ricans that I know, they're conservative, they're Christian, man. Like, they're not doing that stuff. You know what I mean? And like, he wants to shit on the United States of America because that's like the cool thing to do. You know what I mean? It's like, that's the cool thing to do. You want to shit on America. Oh, man, yo, you got an American flag in your house, son. You got an American flag. Oh, you a racist, yo. It's like, yo, like, we're not playing those games. I don't play those games with people. But I also don't play the games that like attacking Bad Bunny and saying he's not American. Like, there was a girl who was a conservative commentator who doesn't realize that Bad Bunny is an American. And I'm like, hi, you conservatives, I love you so much, but it's like, you don't know Bad Bunny's American. Like, you're giving the left so much ammo with this stuff. So again, I grew up in Puerto Rico, first 7 years of my life. So I can speak on that more than a lot of people could speak on that. But am I going to watch it tomorrow? Yeah, I'm going to watch the Super Bowl. I'm going to watch, because I'm a political commentator, I have to watch all this stuff. You guys know I sometimes sit in the morning and watch The View because Oh my God. Yo, sometimes I wake up and I watch The View because it's my job. I have to know what these women are saying because it might be a clip in there that I could use, but I have to watch it. It's my job. I have to be up to date with all the things that liberals say. I have to watch CNN. I have to watch this stuff because I can't bring you content if I don't keep up with what the stupid shit that they're saying. Yeah. Unfortunately, you have to watch this stuff and keep up with it because the problem is, like, if I don't keep up with this stuff, then we ain't gonna have no content. You think I'm watching it because I enjoy it? No, I gotta sit there and listen to the show, like, just to see what's going on. What is the left panicking about this time? What did Trump do to them? Lou, don't use God's name in vain. I stopped watching you for a while because you kept doing it. Did I do that now? I'm sorry. If I did, I apologize. Lord, forgive me, but I don't think I did that just now. I hope I didn't. But if I did, I apologize. Yeah, it's research, man. You got to keep up with what the left is doing. That's why I tell everybody, I know what I believe in because I literally watch both sides. I sit there, I watch Destiny. I watch Hassan Piker. I watch every leftist. I watch them and I study them. I watch every right winger and I study them. And that's how I know that what I believe in is what I believe in because I'm not in an echo chamber. You can't. And at some point, it felt like I was going into an echo chamber of not receiving news from anybody else. You have to know what they're saying. You have to know why they're saying it, and you have to be able to rebuttal it. You have to be able to defend what it is that you believe in and why you believe in it. So that's why I watch it, because that's how I know that my opinion is what it is. I'm not making this stuff up. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way I am. It's just the way that, and I hope that other people do it. Thank you. Thank you for yeah, somebody paid me, Alex. Alex paid me $5 to tell me that he appreciates the sacrifice for keeping up with the news. I'd rather watch Jerry Springer. Is Jerry passed away? Jerry Springer passed away, right? I think Maury is still alive. Jerry passed away. Sad, by the way. What a legend. Watch the view, and you enjoy it. I don't enjoy it. I don't watch the whole show. I'll watch a little bit of it. I'll see what the topics are going to be for the day. I'll see the guest, but I haven't watched it in a while. I'm not going to lie. The View doesn't bring content no more. They're kind of cooked. Like, they're not really that relevant anymore. Like, I listen to like the relevant voices of the left. Who are they? Like a few people that I listen to see what they're saying. Like, I might watch some Midas Touch to see what they're doing. Like Midas Touch, I watched them to see, how they're trying to frame the Epstein files, because obviously the Epstein files didn't go their way. They don't have anything that they can really prosecute Trump on. This is what they thought that everything that was going to come out was going to be about Trump doing stuff with proof in there, because obviously everything kind of fell on deaf ears. So I watched the way that they broadcast it so I can know exactly what they're even thinking, What about Geraldo? Lefties losing it. Yeah, that's the Australian news, right? Sky News. I watch Sky News too. I watch Rita. I watch her. Yeah. Phil would be a moderate today. Yeah, you just got to keep up. You got to be able to intake one of these. You got to be able to intake the opinions. You have to know, like, this is what I tell people all the time. It's like, you have to be able to intake those opinions. You have to be able to hear opinions you do not agree with. Because the moment that you can't intake an opinion you don't agree with and it bothers you inside, you can't intake it, I think you've lost the war. You've turned into a liberal. in my opinion. That's just me. That's the way I look at it, because liberals usually, like, especially like progressive ones, they usually tend to not be able to take information. They can't take it. They cannot take information from the right. You ever try to talk to them? It's hard. It's almost impossible. I don't know how you keep your sanity with American Democrats. They're nuts. As an outsider, I can never be in a Democrat in America love. Yeah, I agree with you, man. I think it's pretty wild. That their reactions, like, one of the, and I'll close out with this. I appreciate you guys sticking with me tonight. I know there's some people that were here, some people left. I don't know how many likes we got, but if you could smash that like button, I would truly appreciate that. Let me see. What was I gonna say? Oh, it was a story about, this is a crazy story that I was reading about the two ICE agents, right? Renee Good and Alex Preddy. They were not killed by other white people. And this is not funny. I'm not even trying to laugh, but like, by statistical measures, isn't that crazy? Like, isn't that ironic that was it Renee? I think it was Alex Preddy. I don't know which one of them was, but one of them was a Mexican immigrant and the other one was a Filipino immigrant. And like, that is, if I was a leftist, I would be heartbroken that my narrative just blew up in my face. That is devastating for them. It is. Because ICE agents are, thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you. So much fraud in California. Yeah. We'll see, man. That's why I said Trump, it's like the United States of America is a ticking time bomb financially. It's a ticking time bomb with fraud. That's another thing. Is like, and I don't want people to think that I'm like black pilled, because I'm not black pilled at all. But the United States of America is, is a ticking time bomb. And unfortunately, like, the ticking time bomb is like something Trump has to avoid the bomb exploding on his watch. Because, man, it would be tough. And you could see the signs of it. That's why I decided to I want to talk more about that ticking time bomb. Because I think it's very important that we talk about stuff like that, because you have to be aware of what it is that the narratives that they're going to try to use. And, it's a very unfortunate thing, but like, it's just like Ukraine and Russia. It wouldn't have happened if Trump was president, but it damn sure won't stop because Trump is president, because it's gone too far under democratic rule. And Russia sees that as the biggest opportunity because they want the upper hand on the United States of America. So, all right, guys, I've been yapping all night. You guys like these live streams? Should we do more of them? I want to do like late night live streams. I don't want to do daily ones. I don't want to be like dedicated to live streams, but I do want to do one here and there, I teased you about The View and I watch MSN. So for MS Now, I don't watch them on cable news. I just go to the YouTube channel. I try to watch what they put out. Sometimes I try to watch them live to see what they're talking about. But it's tough, man, because they just yap all day about Trump. Like, it's literally the Trump News Network. Every channel. Okay, like imagine living in this world right here. Let me see. I mean, imagine watching this channel, right? And again, I watch this channel because I like to be updated on what Democrats watch. But when you go to this channel and you go to the Midas Touch, I mean, if you can find me a thumbnail without Trump in it, I'd pay you $5 right now. I might even up it to 10. Every thumbnail is Trump. This is Trump. Everything. 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 And like, they get a lot of views, right? Get a lot of views. They make a lot of money off this. But like, the whole channel is like just Trump. And so if you watch this channel religiously, if you know, I hate to say it, I hate to do this, but I just have to. God forbid, but if Trump were to pass away tomorrow, people that watch that channel religiously are going to be extremely happy, but you want to know who's going to be very sad? The channel. I'm not even trying to be like, but that's like if you were to watch their channel, you would have thought Kamala was going to win because your whole entire algorithm is like anti-Trump. My whole entire algorithm is not pro-Trump. I make it my business to watch people that don't like Trump because I have to. You must listen to other opinions to be able to defend yours, to be able to sharpen your iron in this game. You have to listen to the other side. Those people, I promise you, they are stuck in that matrix, anti-Trump matrix. So when Trump posts about, Obama's, and he didn't post that. That's the crazy part about it is it was literally a rollover video from the algorithm of, what was it? The Lion King. That is ammo for days. Ammo. I saw that. I was disappointed because I'm like, man, like, why? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do this? Why post it? Why not because all it does, it becomes the ICE problem again. It makes everything about that. If there is more drama than success, because if the administration has become very successful, right, in many different aspects of it. And if the story is always negative, that's an L for the midterms, it's an L for 2028. You know what I mean? So it's like unnecessary stuff. Like, you guys know, I hate BS shit. Like, I do it for what? You know, it's like, for what? Like, all that's going to do is make people in the middle look at the administration like, wow, man, like, I can't vote for this stuff. Like, no, you want the people in the middle to be able to vote for Trump again if they had to through proxy, which would be JD Vance, which would be Marco Rubio. So there's some people that are like, I don't care if Trump apologizes now. I really, at this point, Trump, when it comes to like race stuff, like he's never handled it the way that the left wants him to. He's not gonna start now. You know what I mean? He's not gonna start all of a sudden apologizing for whatever the hell they want him to apologize. It's not gonna happen. But yeah, I just think that stuff like that, it just ruins momentum because now it gives the MS Now crowd, it gives Midas Touch, it gives everybody that ammo to convince people to come to the blue pill side. And trust me, if you think I'm lying, a lot of people are taking the blue pill. They are. Because the algorithm has expanded itself so much through negativity about Trump and the administration that people are looking like, I can't vote for this. I can't do this again. Trump is wrong. And then they're going to repeat that same blue pill cycle. And then they're going to notice that, oh, this is why I voted for Trump. But unfortunately, that's how, we're dealing with 400 million Americans. I don't know how many Americans are. I think it's about 350, 380 or something like that. But it's like this loop, this cycle of like blue versus left. And it's like a game of tug of war. How much misinformation, how much news, how much, and that's the way that the Democrats win. They win through emotion. So if you know that these people win through emotion, that post is literally an emotional bait to get people to just, there's a lot of people that look at that and they don't give a damn. They're like, yo, bro, that was a mistake. Obviously, it was the White House staffer. You look at the whole video, you have literally Kamala as a turtle. You have all these people like, but do I know what it looks like? Absolutely. I'm not stupid. That's exactly what it looks like. And that's an L for the administration because the story now becomes about racism. How did the Democrats win? Racism. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like this loop over and over and over. And then people like me have to get on camera and say, damn, bro, like, you know what I mean? Like, so that to me is like, yeah, it's just like, it's so unnecessary. And I get it, bro. There's some people out there. Who cares? Man up. That's not the way elections work. It's not the way it works. It's just not the way it works. I'm sorry. You want to be the tough guy. I don't give a damn about what he posts. He can post whatever he wants. That's not the way the rest of America thinks. I'm sorry. It's not the way it works. You want to win elections. You want to be very consistent in winning. You have to understand the way the algorithms work, people's emotions. You just have to know. You have to win votes. You have to win votes in the middle. You have to win votes in the middle left and the middle right. You have to win votes from independents. You have to win votes from people that normally don't vote for you. And in 2024, people that don't normally vote for Trump voted for Trump. Right? It was a landslide victory. But if you lose the House, it's a big problem for Trump. Trump knows it. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody knows it. Democrats take over the House again, which it looks like it. What do you think is going to happen? And that's why I said I was panicked, because I was like, yo, Democrats win the House again, man. They are going to make Trump's life hell. You guys remember when they won the House and he was president? You guys remember the impeachments? You guys, that's the power that they're going to get again. And they're going to get it through stupid posts like that. Even if he didn't see the post, I'm sure Trump, being who he is, he did not see, like, nobody probably, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, oh, you're defending that. No, I just know, but it doesn't matter because of what it looks like. It's already what it looks like. There's been millions of stories about that. Oh, Trump is depicting them as apes. Just looks terrible. It just does. And if you're insensitive to realizing that's the truth, psychologically, you're not thinking like another person who doesn't support Trump, whose vote is going to matter for the midterms. So that's plain point about what it looks like versus what the reality could be, because it doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't. Like, it doesn't matter what I think. What matters is the polls. What matters is when people go to the to the voter blocks to go vote in November, they're going to remember stuff like that the same way they remember Joe Biden not being able to walk, right? Remember that? Joe Biden not being able to walk, Kamala covering for Biden. We made that a big deal. People responded. People that don't vote for Trump normally wouldn't vote Republican, voted Republican for the first time. Because they were like, yo, we remember, we know what's up. And so Democrats are trying to play that same game. Like, oh, guys, remember, black people, Hispanics, All right, guys. All right, guys. I love y'all. See you guys on the next one.